What's going on, people? This is CJ here, checking in with you with my lovely wife, Gabby.
Hello.
And we are on the Shot Talk podcast. We don't know what episode number this is. Either way, it's our first one, so we ready.
So today we're talking about marriage versus dating and in the modern world today. I know a little bit about your story, but like, how did y'all even get over each other? How did y'all even meet?
So, if we go all the way in history, we go back to me being a freshman and her being in the 7th grade. But we can just fast forward through all that and go to, we got in touch as adults.
Hold on, no, don't skip the backstory, bro.
You really want to go back to
because
kindergarten?
It's like, kindergarten. Because some of that stuff is, no, not kindergarten, but it's funny though, because I think I remember when you and Gabby started dating. I just remember seeing her at Kamada House. She was at Kamada House, and I remember she had on this white t-shirt and had it all rolled up back here, stomach showing, blue jeans, and she was just hood as ever, and she was dancing. And I was like, who is this? Because, everybody in Camp probably knew how to dance.
Right.
And then I remember somebody was saying, because I didn't even know Gabby. So somebody was like, yeah, that CJ girl and all this other kind of stuff. And, back then, me and you was like arch enemies and stuff.
No, we didn't even really talk to each other, Curtis. You can't be arch enemies and we don't talk to each other.
Y'all was dance battle enemies.
We never danced against each other.
Don't matter.
Curtis didn't even footwork. He just did Michael Jackson and had.
But baby, you were doing all of this.
I was ticking.
Yeah, don't act like we like Michael Jackson again.
We both love Michael Jackson. I loved him, but I stopped doing it once you did it.
Because he couldn't compete.
I couldn't compete. It was like, it's over. I got to hang up my glove.
Hey, man, whatever.
I had to hang up my one glove and my flood bands and gave it to you. I'm like, this is over.
But how did y'all even meet? Like, how did that even happen?
Okay, go ahead.
So this is how it happened. So basically, a mutual friend of all of ours wanted to talk to me.
Okay.
And so he asked, and listen, we're gonna be honest. He asked TJ to come holler at me.
Oh.
And so we were at a
basketball game
at Calumet back in 96.
96.
It had to be 96.
Yes.
And so my other friend, a female, she was there with me or whatever. We walking home from the game, and somehow CJ, he knew her, but him and I didn't know each other. But I seen CJ, back in school. When I was young, I was like, oh, he cute, oh, he dancing all this stuff, he kind of cute, but I was in 7th grade. No, so then I was in 5th grade.
No, damn, no.
6th grade?
6. Oh my God.
6th grade. Sorry.
I thought it was gonna be you that got the story wrong.
No. So he was in 8th grade. I was in 6th grade.
Right.
And he didn't know me because I was so young, but I seen him. So anyway, then he fast forward back to the game. We walking home. He ended up talking to my friend or whatever, and he was like, "Hey, that's Gabby, right? Woo woo, my guy want to holler." And so he ended up walking us all the way home, and I was like, "Yo, guy good, but
he thought she said he cool.
He cool.
But what's up with you?" And I was like, this is
my opportunity.
This is odd.
So she was direct like that?
She was direct. She was like, I understand you came over here for him.
And
what's up with
sweet.
you?
That's
all nice and all, but what's up with you?
But I think him and I are cool. We friends.
Right.
You and I.
Okay.
And so that kind of started it. So
then he walked us home, and we talked and everything. And then from then on, I seen him, every other day?
Yeah.
He was walking over and coming to my friend's house. I'm like, but see, I was talking to somebody. So
you was talking to somebody. Well, who you was talking to?
Everybody.
Oh, okay.
Everybody.
Yeah, you was.
Yep.
I mean, he was popular though. He was.
Not as a freshman, not as much in high school. It wasn't.
Yeah, not your freshman.
No, not my freshman year, but whatever. Either way, all I know is that we started talking, and so we dated literally. And so I used to have to explain to everybody that I wasn't a pedophile because I was dating a 7th grader. I'm like, nah, her birthday in October, and so we only 1 year apart. Like she born in 83, I'm born in 82, but we 2 grades apart. So it just looks bad. It's like bad. So she's your girlfriend. I gotta go pick her up from grammar school. You're right. It's just it was just so tragic.
And then the ladies that was in high school
was that? Yeah, they used to always like. Also, you are. That's who you gonna be with.
You gotta go to grammar school to go pick up the grade.
Exactly. So
and he did.
So I had to explain these conversations on a repeated basis, just so people didn't think that I was no freaky pedophile or nothing like that. But like I said, we dated from. So that would have had to been October of 2000. I mean, not 2000, but October.
Fall.
Yeah, fall, October, November of '96, all the way until she graduated from 8th grade. Okay. And at that time, she was moving away.
But look, it was bogus though, because I was talking to somebody then.
I don't know who it was.
And he was in my grade. I really did like talking to people in my grade, but I had to break up with him or whatever, because I was sitting here seeing him every day. It was bogus. It was bad. And then he had some chick. We're not going to say names. He had some chick. Oh, she moved away or whatever. I broke up with her and then she moved away.
Ooh, you broke up with her?
You broke up with who you were talking to.
I did.
And she moved. Then I found out she didn't move.
She moved out of my heart.
She didn't move.
So you lied.
He lied.
Because I didn't want to be worried about
just because I was in 7th grade, I had friends in y'all in the same grade.
Well, same grade, yeah.
Yes, I had multiple friends, so different schools.
She really didn't have that many. She
was popular though.
She had that many
exactly.
friends.
Don't do me.
No, I'm saying you had that many friends in my grade.
Yes,
that
I did.
next grade that came up.
I'm not even about the name drop. I have friends in your grade.
Whatever.
Why you think it's always a warm embrace when I come around with people your age? What do you mean?
Either way,
wait,
she had some rats.
So wait, what? When did y'all break up?
Right after.
Wait, which time?
Oh my God!
Because we dated from 7th to my 7th grade year to 8th grade.
To the end of her 8th grade year.
Correct. All of 7th to the end of my 8th grade year.
Okay.
That summer we broke up.
Yes.
Okay. So that's all my freshman year to the end of my sophomore year.
Because with him being a thought, you know what I'm saying, and I didn't have time for that. I knew I wasn't going to school like to Shepherd.
Yeah.
School in our district. I knew I wasn't going there. I wasn't going to his school. I knew we were moving. I'm like, oh nah.
But in all defense though, I mean, when you that young, I mean, most guys we be, I ain't even say we dots, but we just chilling,
Listen, at the end of the day,
so what you not gonna do?
She can speculate on whatever she wants.
Once again, I had friends at the same school.
Oh, okay.
I had friends at other schools.
Okay.
It was many schools whom I known people. So,
okay.
So what is CJ doing?
It's Curtis. So
okay. Don't worry about it.
Who got caught at the carnival cheating? Not me. Not me.
That was the first time we broke up.
That was the first time we broke up.
Yeah.
Right.
Y'all broke up in the summertime?
I mean, who's cheating just because we in the car together with a whole bunch of people?
With a whole bunch of people.
Was this at the carnival that we stayed at Cal Park?
Yes. And she up there at the corner of Vermont and Ashland. And on a six person date.
Streets?
Oh my God.
And we from Cal Park, so they already know what it is. So yes.
Anyway, I was amongst friends. We were all kicking it. Just so happened that the guy that was with us, he had a little crush on me. No big deal.
They was on a 6-person date.
It was 7 people.
And I had some people seen it. And they was like, man,
you had haters seen it.
What? 2.
They ran track.
They wasn't haters. They just ran. So you remember where we lived? Well, I lived on Carpenter.
Right, Carpenter, right.
They ran from the carnival to Carpenter.
Wow.
And was like, yo, girl is up at the carnival with another dude.
Tricked off.
By the time I got up there, I'm looking for her. They like, oh, I see her coat. She trying to hide herself in the car.
Right.
As they driving out the lot.
I thought she was my brother.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
So really I had to hide because if my brothers would have seen me, it'd been on the pop.
So I get it. So that's the first time y'all broke up.
Yes.
Right. Then what was the gap after that? Like when did y'all get back together within you being in both of y'all being
We broke up for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Got back together, walked around the entire Cal Park 3 times.
That summer.
That summer.
It was only a 2 week gap.
Yeah, it was only 2 weeks.
Okay.
Because we worked it out. It was a misunderstanding.
Okay, 2 weeks.
Right. One big misunderstanding. So 2 weeks, we got back together and we rekindled. Amongst us not being together, he kissed 2 of my friends.
They kissed me.
Okay, this sounds real messy right now.
But it is. Because I'm pretty sure everyone's going to see this, but it doesn't matter at this point in life. I mean, this is 2022.
Yeah.
But he kissed 2 of people that I thought, I was cool with.
Right.
And it's okay because them and I, we're good. We're grown.
We're not around no more. Anyway.
It's okay. So he thought that was funny.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We had to work through that as well around that walk.
Okay.
Because I was like, why would you do that?
Okay.
And then that kind of messed up situation with another friend because it happened at her house. And I was like, bitch, are we cursing on this? Bitch, you knew what was going on. Why would you then allow this to happen?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You supposed to be my friend too. Like, what we doing?
Right. Okay. So I understand that.
Yeah.
But did y'all? Okay. So did y'all break up after that happened?
Again.
Okay. So then.
So let's move forward. We were together. We were happy, going out, going downtown, having a good time, all that. Ooh. So then we got my 8th grade. That summer after that, after I graduated 8th grade, I broke up with him because
but it was literally like she broke up. She graduated in June. She broke up literally probably like a weekend.
August, right before school.
No, we was broken up by the time my birthday that same summer.
Oh, you right.
So you was already, we had already broke up in June. It was like literally right after her graduation.
Yeah.
Okay. And
I was hearing so many things about him, and I was just like, I can't deal with it.
So somehow she made an executive decision to break up with me because she was moving away.
Okay.
I didn't have no car at the time.
Okay.
And so we didn't know how we was going to see each other. She didn't know where she was actually going to stay at.
And so I did move to Blue Island.
And then you moved out. Okay.
Yeah, so then we broke up.
Okay.
Far Blue Island, though. It wasn't close Blue Island. Far Blue Island.
So you going...
Next to Rock.
Got a farm area. Okay.
So you go from 98, not seeing each other, all the way till we seen each other.
No.
We
so he invites me to his party while we're broken up.
He's talking about the breakups. What happened?
We get to that. So we were already broken up.
Okay.
But he invited me to his Sweet 16 party.
It was a swag 16.
It wasn't. No one said swag back.
Nobody said sweet neither.
No, everyone said sweet.
Not for my shit. Nobody said Sweet 16.
No, nobody.
No, we just said Juke and Sweet 16. No. We were saying we definitely Juke because we had house arrest too.
Yeah.
Everybody was there. We was at the
you remember it?
Yeah.
We had a good time.
It was a great party.
But his new girl was there at the time.
His new girl.
And I was like, oh, okay. So you invited me for me to see this?
No, I just invited you because we were still close.
No, you weren't.
We were still cool. I got in trouble for hugging.
Yeah, you still have feelings. That's why you was.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. I didn't want to break up with him, but I knew he was a thought.
Okay.
She should have known too.
This before the word came up ever.
Right.
Oh, you want me to say slur, whore?
No,
or
I wasn't. I wasn't
Which one do you want me to say?
I wasn't none of these things.
Yeah, he just being a man. That's all.
That's being a man.
I mean, no. I'm just saying we.
Because I wasn't even busting nobody down at the time. So I wasn't a hoe.
It does not matter.
All I'm saying verbally was talking to you.
Why would you invite me, knowing?
Well, he thought y'all
because he still had feelings for me too.
Well, is it not cool to still be friends even though you're not
together? It's very cool, but had I brought a date with me, he would have been mad.
How I'm invite your whole cipher but not you?
It could have went really bad that day.
I know.
I stopped it.
I know.
Okay, so she came to the party. You had a date that was there.
Yeah.
Okay, so after that event, like, how long was it? What's the gap between when y'all had actually got back together? Like y'all
okay,
so fast forward after high school.
All the way after high school. So you're going all the way from.
Because if I can remember the woman that was at the party, if I'm wrong, was the person.
Yes, they carried all the way through.
They carried all the way through.
So if you're going from 98 to 2006 with one person, and then that I would say 2005.
Okay.
But 2006 is when that marriage started to dissolve.
Yeah,
we had not seen
each other.
Right. We seen each other for a second, one time. That was it.
In 2000.
So
that was by chance.
So you got married at what age?
So Trey was born in 2002. So I got married in 2003. So I was 21.
So you was 21. And then, Gabby, you wasn't here, right?
No.
So you was in a relationship, somewhere.
I moved to Indiana, yes.
Indiana.
I was in a situationship.
Situationship, okay. Okay. That's a lot going on today.
For a long time.
Oh, right. Situationship. But you wasn't, you have not actually, at the time, you not married to nobody.
No. I was engaged. I wasn't married.
Okay, CJ, okay. So, I know, by knowing y'all, that I know at the time, initially, to 2006 was when you actually
started to go through my divorce.
Started to go through your divorce.
Right.
And then, when did you actually see Gabby as you was going through divorce? Was it after the divorce was over with?
No. So, I saw Gabby.
Well, you were separated.
I was separated, so it was 8 months until me going. We filed for our divorce literally We went to the same lawyer, sat down, wrote it out. Just had an old guy who took forever. Because there was no arguments. It was, this is what we want. These are articles. I paid them, so I petitioned for the divorce. But for whatever reason, it took a year and a half on something that we sat down for a 2-hour meeting with and got it done. So by the time I got in touch with Gabby, it was October. It was September. So it was right around our best friend's birthday. We talked over the phone. But then we didn't see each other until early October. Yes, that's right. So it was like early October when we finally seen each other, and you came up here to see your family.
November.
So it was after your birthday. So we go to
November.
So we go to November of 2006.
So okay, so let me tell you. Remember the mutual friend I said that at the basketball game. That same friend, they got together in 2006, and he was like, "Hey, what's been good with Gabby?" Her and I had just talked the day before.
She was like, "I just talked to her yesterday." I said, "Oh, well, call her again. I just want to say hi."
But that's the same bitch that let them kiss on bitches in her house. So regardless, you know what I'm saying? Like her and I talked about this back then.
So it's squash.
Regardless. So her and I had just talked the day before. And so she called me again. I was like, "Ooh, okay, that's what's up." You know, she called me. Let me see what's going on. Just so happened I picked up, and she was like, "Hey, I got somebody who wants to talk." She was like, "Who?" I had not talked to CJ, had not seen him. I would come home, you know, because I was in college at the time. So I would come home, and I just couldn't link, couldn't see him, none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then I just let, you know, we both go about our lives. So when he got on the phone, I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I was like, "I'm fine." Mind you, the person I was with was probably sitting where you are.
Oh wow!
So I was like, "Good."
That's why I was going to ask you, because I'm like, so you were still in a situationship.
Correct.
At the time.
Yes.
Okay, so for people,
let's call it what it was. She was engaged.
I was engaged.
Okay, I was engaged. That's what I'm going to say. Like, okay,
so
my son's father.
So the conversation, Kurt. Let me just give you a quick synopsis of this conversation.
The
conversation goes where she explains to me that she's engaged.
To
how she's describing as a pretty good dude, very good father. You know what I'm saying? This, that, and the other. So I'm thinking like, well, this is just gonna be a one-off. You know what I'm saying? Because the way she's talking, like, you know, this guy, she's happy. So I say, well, look.
Well, what's the one-off? One-off is like
that's it. Like me and her just gonna talk this one time on our friend's phone.
I thought you meant one-off.
Yeah, like no.
Well, that's what I thought too. I thought, okay, we just had a good conversation.
So I gave him my number. I say, look, if you ever want to talk, give me a call, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I understand you in a situation. Cool. So I played it easy.
We was on the phone a while.
We were on the phone for about an hour and a half, just catching up. She on the balcony. So she on the balcony talking to me, and I know he in there watching SpongeBob or doing whatever he doing, and he probably like, what are you on the phone with? He was paying attention.
I was sitting there being a good girl, watching College Hill and studying.
But that's not being a good girl when you're on the phone talking with somebody else. Yeah, in a situationship.
I was talking to a friend.
That had a friend that you
a long time.
Listen, I don't care. In my opinion, you're not going to be on the phone with somebody.
He broke up in 1998.
Right.
It's 2006 now.
You're not going to be on the phone with the opposite sex.
That's like 8 years.
It's not.
I had not spoken to him in 8 years. It was just a casual catch up.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? Oh man, I'm going through a divorce.
A casual relationship that leads to almost an hour and a half.
Yeah,
because we had a conversation.
Because it's 8 years of catch up.
8 years. That's a long time.
She got 8 years of catch up. You know what I'm saying? You go into.
He got 2 kids. I got 1.
Right. So we talking.
So I get that. So after that, and your divorce finally went through. Did y'all get together after that? Once it finally went through?
No. We started. So what happened with her situationship is that person did something that prematurely ended. Because what happened is she called me back within 6 days. So at that moment I was on attack mode. I'm gonna be honest to the podcast, to everybody out here. The moment that she called me back, because the way
I don't know if it was 6 days.
However long it was. You go through a conversation and a person tells you this person has all A's. I'm like, okay, if she don't call back, then I mean that's cool. But the moment she called back, I'm like, it's over. So in my mind, I instantly was like, I'm about to take her from him because you're not married. If you're married, cool. Fiance, people can be engaged for 6-7 years. It is what it is.
It's true.
I don't know how I'm gonna do this because she lives down there. She's still in school. I have no idea. But my mind frame was there.
Okay.
I didn't know he was gonna throw me the assist and do something silly and end it. But that's what he did. And so once he did that, it was like I'm sitting here. Okay. So we don't run around and we don't talk about these things like everybody figure out how we got together as that situation ended. But I was going through my divorce and I didn't blur those lines of dipping back. So it was never gonna be no conversation where she was ever gonna get caught in a situation where somebody like, oh, I just did this or CJ playing around over here. It's like nah.
Well, not to cut you off, I want to ask something about that.
Okay.
Do you think, well, both of y'all, do you think it's okay for people that's actually going through a divorce and you separate? If it's separated, do you think it's still right to actually go and date? And instead of giving the divorce to go all the way through? Because you never know. Because some people, they would be out here not divorced, even right now. People stay out here that they still married. They like, listen, you stay in Spain and I stay in Chicago.
Right.
And you still think that's right.
So my mind frame is it's also, to me, it's based on the two people. Okay. Because Gabby was very apprehensive because in her mind, she doesn't know how I'm feeling. She has no idea that when I'm done, I'm done. Mm-hmm. So in her mind, at any point, I have 2 kids with this woman. We were married. We shared a house. So at any point, I could pull on my heartstrings. Anything could happen, and I could just say, "This was fun, Gabby. I'm going back here." Okay. And then she's left at the altar, at the proverbial altar. Right. So I had to kind of explain that to her, like, I'm not dipping back. You don't have to worry about it because that just wasn't me. I couldn't even see myself doing that.
Why is that? You don't mind me asking. Was it because I guess what you said, like the other person wasn't trying to work on it together. So it seemed like you by yourself trying to do it.
In a marriage, it takes 2 people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so when that marriage was failing, and once I had walked away, I knew I had tried everything.
Oh, okay.
I tell people this all the time. When you're married, you owe it to that marriage to turn over every rock, stone, leaf, everything you can to try to make that work. Now, once you've done that, if you can say you've done that, then you have to just make peace with you and God or whatever relationship you have with the Creator and say, hey, look, this ain't working. Because I don't believe that marriage should be prison. Okay. And so if I'm making you that unhappy and then now I'm in turn not loving myself, we're just unhappy, that's got to stop. So the moment that we decided to split, I knew I was done. Because it was nothing for me to go back to other than the fact that, I want to give my kids the nuclear family that I didn't have because my parents got a divorce when I was younger. Okay. So when you think about that, it was easier for me to kind of convey that to Gabby because there was never a risk of me going back.
So if one of the risks of you going back for you, Gabby, what was the situation in the situation? How did that even break up like that? Because was you like? Because it seemed like it's a little interference. Because if he was still loving you like that, but you was kind of like 1 foot out the door, 1 foot in, then it's like, what was the straw that broke the camel's back in order for you to be like, I'm going to go CJ way? Because in a sense, it's kind of like, it's interference. But it's like, you got to let that creep up at the door and change your mind about it.
And see, that may be what a lot of people thought.
Right.
Oh, CJ influence.
Yeah, influence, yeah.
No. Okay. See, what it is, I'm a very strong-minded person. Okay. Very vocal, very, thought-provoking. So when it comes to me, even at a young age, once even before pregnancy, let's go before that. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I knew I was going to college. I knew even though I didn't do the career path that I wanted to be a doctor, a pediatrician, wasn't able to do that, that's fine. But I knew I had plans on everything I wanted to do in life. Okay. So I had goals set. So once I seen, oh, this person don't have the same goals as I do. Okay. But dumb, young, got caught up, know what I'm saying?
So what's this?
Indiana's not much to do, just corn. So, got pregnant.
You got pregnant. Okay, so you got and so I want to say something to that real quick, is that why, in your opinion, and both of y'all opinion, do people not think about that thoroughly? Do we blame it on age? Because we don't know?
But see, at 18, 17, 18, you're young.
Well, yeah,
you know what I mean? So you don't know what you're doing. So I wasn't wasn't really nobody telling you, sitting you down and explaining things to you. They just don't have sex.
Okay.
The fuck type of what?
That's the worst logic in the world.
That's the worst.
And the reality is,
and we don't do that to our kids. Like you gonna be out here fucking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Here go these condoms, my nigga.
Right.
Like,
use them,
please.
So the fact that our kids broke generational curses with not having kids at a young age, thank you God.
Okay.
That's all I can say. You know what I mean? But well, I'll let you go because I was trying to tell him.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, just to answer your question in general, Kurt. Period. Most people. I forgot what the heck you asked.
What?
Don't worry about it. So I knew what I was gonna do.
All right, okay.
And I knew this person. I came to find out this person wasn't on the same path as me. So I was planning my strategy to let that go.
Yeah.
Once I went to college.
They say women leave 3 years prior.
Possibly. Possibly.
You breaking up?
Found out I was pregnant. I said, well, I'll be damned.
Right.
Okay, so now I got a kid. So let's try to make this work. And that was my goal because I knew that's not how my household was growing up. You know, my dad and mom separated. I was like 8.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I didn't want that for my child. But that person seen, before college, that person seen, I used to journal. So they read my journal. I was like, God damn, this nigga trying to leave me. Then I found out I'm pregnant. I said, hey, this a bit. Anyway, so maybe that wasn't their antics. I don't know. Maybe they'll see this. I don't care. But fast forward, you know what I'm saying, get to college, we're still rocking and rolling because we have a baby. You know what I'm saying? So once you found out, you know, you didn't want to be in that situation.
Okay. Right.
Really.
Right.
Then, but you had a child. And then you got the nerve to cheat? Oh, okay. So let me explain something to you. Once I'm done, I'm done.
Okay.
So I literally held you down, you know, with no problems, taking care of everything in college.
Okay.
Then you cheat. So cool. Don't worry about it.
Right.
I'm ghost.
Okay.
You know, and it's not like it was you know, someone told me, but guess what? I went to the horse.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, bitch. Did this happen? Yeah, it did happen. So I'm not mad at her.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't mad at this. She was younger than me
at
the time in college. I wasn't mad at her. I'm like, hey, you did you. The fact that you're being honest with me, I love that.
Okay.
So I went to her crib. I need you to come outside. I need to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? She was honest with me. Like, what woman is gonna be like, I did this, and lie,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No. So she told me what occurred.
They lie now, but
they lie on dick
all the time, especially when they think you happy. Females will say anything.
She had a new baby with her dude.
I don't know, but
she opened the door. He in the back holding the baby. I could have bust her shit out, and I didn't. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, someone came to me and told me what was going on, but I went to her. You know what I'm saying? And after that, I was like, deuces. But just so happened, him and I probably talked, a month before that for the first time? Maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks before that, we had talked. So it wasn't like, oh, CJ. You know what I'm saying? It was more so like, okay, CJ, we good, we friends. And that's how him and I, you know, whatever conversation we had was just friendly conversation.
So it was friendly conversation which turned into everything else eventually.
So I told dude, I said, we're done. I need you to get out of my apartment.
Okay.
Take care of your son. Period. CJ and I, we were still talking. And like you said, that was his entryway, I guess. I didn't know nothing about that. Yeah, I was working on me. You know what I'm saying? So with him going through his divorce and all that stuff, I told CJ, I'm like, no, you know, we cool. Let's kick it. We have a good time. Let's get to know each other.
Right.
And that's what we did. So it took months before we both was like,
we a couple.
Okay. So it took months. So
yes.
So let me say this, like fast forward just a little bit, like how was the transition from when y'all was on the way to eventually y'all got married? When y'all actually got married, let's say this, when y'all got married, what was the transition for the kids? Because you had two kids in the prior marriage,
right? And
then you had one in another relationship. So how was that transition for y'all and the kids? Because that right there, they say messes up a lot of kids.
Blended families.
Yeah. So when we went through marital counseling, our pastor told us, he says, don't go borrow trouble because having a blended family is going to give you enough drama for 3 lifetimes. Like, and not even even if everybody not petty, you got different techniques, different households, everybody got their own opinion.
Okay.
He's like, so don't go borrow trouble. So I've never really went out and looked for other people's business to be in because my own business in itself can be messy.
Different. Okay. Your love language. I mean, it takes so much to have a marriage.
True premarital counseling brings out what you don't want to talk about. And so if you embrace it, you're gonna. Because he gave us a worksheet. He said, "Don't."
I did the work.
And he said, "Don't show it to each other.
Okay.
But literally write down the pros and cons of y'all marriage, and we're gonna talk about them in front of each other here." And so Gabby's cons was way different than my cons, and certain things that she had that I do that might bother her, and certain things that she might do that might bother me. We was sitting there like, well, damn.
Wow.
But it wasn't like offensive because you in a safe place. Because now we talking about it. What do we do about that?
Okay.
And so I believe deeply in counseling, just because a lot of people don't know how to talk outside of it.
Okay.
Some men want to feel like they don't need nobody to tell them shit, and I am wise enough to know that I'm a good man, but I'm humble enough to know that I can be great. So I want to keep learning. So I give myself that room for that. So whether I'm talking to you or talking to any of my other friends, I can do all those things and keep trying to take some of that stuff in as I continue to grow. But I know the stuff to dish out. I know the stuff to get rid of, because if it ain't working and I know who my wife is, because everybody's not going to be married. Nobody's married to Gabby. I'm married to Gabby. Okay. So what works for me when it comes to Gabby may not work for you, but I know what does work. I know basic fundamentals of a relationship when you have selflessness in it is awesome. Okay. And it's the key basis to all of it, because I'm no longer looking at what Gabby's doing.
But we also have a huge faith in God.
Okay.
You know, and we know He brought us together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's been working us through everything when it comes to each other, our kids, everything. So that plays a major part. It's me, God, and Him. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
In this relationship.
And I'm glad that y'all got that as well, because I truly believe, like, you got to have God in the middle of everything, right?
Yes.
So for the audience purposes, what would you say to the people in the world? Each individual, like Gabby, what do you think? Why do you still move forward with CJ as your husband? And then CJ, you answer, why do you still move forward with Gabby as your wife? Okay. So Gabby.
Well, first and foremost, this is my friend. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what, I can talk to him. Like, we literally would be like, hey, let me talk to you, but let me talk to you like my friend. Not my wife, not my husband. You know what I mean? Okay. And that plays a huge role in our relationship too, because if you can candidly have a conversation, even though it may hurt someone's feelings, or you trying to get an opinion, whatever, that's awesome. You know what I mean? So I'm like, CJ, let me holler at you, but as friends. So we'll talk, rap, whatever. You know, so friendship, I'm moving forward because I truly adore this man. Like, he is, at the end of the day, a man of God. He's a provider. He's a lover. He's my best friend. He's a great, awesome father. He's an awesome husband. It's like, it's so many layers to CJ, you know, that I have always loved, you know. So going just back from when we started back talking, it was just like, damn, this, I may have had like puppy love, I guess, back in the day, but this, just our conversation alone, when we first hit it back, I was like, shit.
Does that puppy love still exist?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
That and mature love, I mean, so much more than that. So, you know, you try to look like, okay, we adults now. Are you still the same person? Are you immature? Are you mature? Like, what are you doing, you know? So it all worked out, you know, in God's plan when it comes to us. So moving forward with him is like some of the easiest stuff I could ever do.
Okay, CJ.
So I moved forward. Like I said, when we got into this to get married, I didn't do it lighthearted. I know that coming out of a failed marriage, people might feel like, why would you do it again? You got out of one. What's gonna be different this time? All these different things. But I never, just because that marriage failed and I married the wrong person at that time, didn't make me give up on marriage, and I didn't have to change how I love. I tell you sometimes, you have to love the way you love, and then God's going to send you somebody that's going to be able to meet you on that same frequency. True. So I just stayed who I was. Okay. And then when I got back in touch with Gabby, you know, we had no clue that it was just going to take off like that. I kind of felt that way immediately after a couple of conversations. I shared it with the squad. You wasn't there when I told him. I said, like, I'm going to marry Gabby. And this is in 2016. 2007, and they looking at me like, bro, you still going through a divorce. I'm like, I'm not saying I'm doing it next week. I'm just telling you this woman's gonna be my wife.
That's the plan.
That's the plan. This is gonna be my wife. And so I've operated under that level so that when we started talking, anybody that I was talking to, just no. Because I didn't want to have any interference. Okay. So even now, when you talk about why do you push forward, I literally push forward just because I know there's nothing else in this world for me right now.
Okay.
Nothing that this world can offer me that's worth what I have at home.
Okay.
So when I get up every day, I get up knowing that I have what's best for me. Okay. And that's a beautiful feeling. Okay. It is a wonderful feeling to know that I have the woman that's meant for me. That doesn't mean everything's gonna be perfect. That doesn't mean everything's just gonna be sunshine and rainbow. It just means she's for me. And then whatever comes with her, I can deal with and we can handle accordingly. And we 13 years, so it's a lot of relationships out here that might look at that as a pup relationship, but in our day and age, that's a long relationship. That's a long relationship.
And we pick our battles.
Right. Definitely pick
our battles. You know what I mean? Like you heard us, but even before we started.
Right.
That's small.
That's small. Yeah.
You know, we just having a back and forth. It's nothing serious. Like it's crazy. Folks be like, y'all don't even argue. For what? For what? And then if it is something, you gonna pick your battle.
Well, we learned early on that we both got smart ass mouths. Yeah. And I tell people all the time, I grew up with cousins that were, you know what I'm saying, a lot bigger than me. So I had to learn how to use my words because my fist wasn't gonna hurt them.
Yeah, both of y'all together when it comes to the roast.
Yeah, so we had.
I grew up with all boys, all brothers.
Yeah,
so
you was always a tomboy.
We had bad arguments, like what our last real bad arguments that we had was like right in 2009, in the first 2 years of our marriage, like literally. Then after that. No, we was downstairs because you was about to leave to go see Martin Luther King. It was Martin Luther King Day, and you was going to go see the exhibit at DuSable Museum, and we was arguing about something else before that. And then you got dressed to go, and I'm like, "What the hell?" I got the kids ready. Right? I was like, "Oh, you gonna just leave?" I'm like, "So
you gonna take my kids and leave?"
Right. So we just went in, and I don't even know what we were arguing about.
That's another thing. We can't remember.
I can just correlate it to that day.
I can remember our first one, but like we don't.
What was our first one?
I was drunk, and I fell.
What? Outside in the garage? Outside on the patio? Oh, yeah.
And I knew he pushed me. I said, "Oh, this is domestic." He didn't even touch me.
She was yelling it, and my cousin was there. She like, I can't believe you hit me. I was like, everybody was like
20?
Yeah, it was bad.
No, I wasn't damn 20.
No, you were 20.
What was I, 23?
Whatever you was.
I was a lightweight.
You was drunk years old.
Wait,
I just knew he pushed my ass.
I want to end it on this
note. Okay.
I want to end on this note.
Okay.
Is divorce even an option?
For who?
Both of y'all.
No, she leaves me is because she's going to see Jesus.
Hallelujah. Goes both ways.
That's it. If she's not here.
Like divorce how? Like,
yeah, that's it.
You gonna divorce through death.
She got to divorce her body.
Oh, okay, I can respect
you gonna see your soul go like this.
I can respect that.
Right.
I can respect.
So that's literally how we look at it. No, it's not an option. It's not something that we play with. It's not something we talk about or toy with at all. So
the option never came up. Huh? The option never came up.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay. For what?
No.
I mean,
why would you divorce this?
I mean.
Oh, you talking about me?
Why would you divorce this?
Oh, you, yeah.
What? Come on.
I know.
Look at you.
Look at me. Right.
Well, we about to be out, man. Shot Talk. We out of here with CJ and Gabby Austin.
This was fun.
Soon. This was fun. See y'all soon.
Yes, sir.
And cut.
Nice.
That was nice.